How's everybody doing? God bless. I have many videos to make on this, and I will tell you why. In It's roughly about a month away, so that's exactly what I'm looking at. Yes, we have Biden going to Israel in the 13th and 14th, but this is the date I'm looking at. We'll see what happens. We had the ex-Japanese prime minister die. There's a lot of people. I believe they're going into hiding. Could be. We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to get with this, and I have talked about this. This is the 6th and 7th. It could be the ninth of the night of the 7th going into the 8th. I will say that right now. But this is what I'm looking at, and I will say why in this video. My last video, I had a lot of great comments. In my video, somebody said that I put this right here. I showed, and I'm going to keep showing more stuff about this. The 7 stars, Orion, and the 7 stars. I pinned this comment. There was also somebody said Trump's number is text number was 8822. 88022. So I thought that was interesting. Somebody else said that Truman Show, as I showed in my video, Harry Truman died at 88, and he was the 33rd president. Somebody also said that there's horns on this lion has horns on it. This one doesn't. Good and evil. So I'm going to get rid of this. As I said, I've made many videos on this. This is what I'm watching. I'm going to make more. So there's a lot more stuff, and this is the reason why. Right here. Jesus said in John 2:19, Jesus answered them and said, "Destroy this temple, and I will raise it up. I will raise it up in 3 days." This verse right here, he was talking about his body, of course. If you go to the beginning of the chapter, it was about the bride or the bridegroom, and the bride and the bridegroom in the beginning of this chapter. But you can read it for yourself. But so in other words, he was talking about his body. He was talking about his body. He spake of the temple of his body. Destroy this temple, and I will raise it up in 3 days. So this body, so the temple, our body is a temple. Jesus said right here when he comes, this is in Luke 12:49, I come to send fire on the earth. What is it is already kindled? He says down here he has a baptism with fire. But I have a baptism with, what is it straightened until it be accomplished? Suppose I come to set peace on the earth? I tell you nay, rather division. So, he has a baptism with fire, as it says, as it says in Revelations too. It says in Revelations, it says, and I have said this before, many others have too. When the bombs come down, we go up. It says they burn her flesh with fire. Right here, burn her with fire. This is a baptism God put in their will to accomplish his means. What he's shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. When eating her flesh, and this is also in the Bible also, it says their eye sockets. But I'm just saying this is what's going to happen. The bombs come down, we go up. So Jesus said this, destroy this temple. Ecclesiastes What happened before will happen again. There's nothing new under the sun. Leviticus says right here, the obligation of first fruit you shall offer unto the Lord, but they shall not be burnt at the altar with sweet savor. So right here, it's talking about the first fruits. We are spared the fire. It's also in Malachi chapter 3, as I've talked about before. I will spare them. We're going to be spared from the fire. We'll be taken out of here when the bombs come down, as it says right here in Revelations. Both temples were destroyed with fire. Both temples. It was on the 9th of Av, close to nightfall, burning through the 10th. So, this was one day, 9th to the 10th. It closed nightfall and burning through the 10th of Av. Babylon's plagues are going to come on them in one day. The one day, in 1 hour, one day, same thing. Let's go over this. This is one of many videos on this. I just picked this one. But these similarities, I could show more Bible verses on this, and I'll probably add it into the end. But the shepherds scatter my sheep, okay? The shepherds scatter my sheep.
Soon the conquering forces will break through the defenses, and the city will be lost. Just at this most critical moment, King Zedekiah decides to abandon the battle. Along with his soldiers, he sneaks through alleys under cover of night.
Okay, here you go. These are the shepherds. These are the bad shepherds. They are deserting their sheep. This is what's happening now with us. You have all these, the president, or the Yeltsin, or what's his name, the guy in England, he just resigned. You have Israel, they don't have any shepherds. You have, they're all resigning. They're all leaving. The president of Japan, the ex-president, just got shot. They're all deserting, just like happening now.
And escapes through the southern gate to the Kidron Valley, and then from there to the desert. And it came to pass that when King Zedekiah of Judah and all the men of war saw them, they fled and went out of the city by night by way of the king's garden, by the gate between the two walls, and he went out by way of the plain. Zedekiah can't escape his fate. Soon afterwards, on the plains of Jericho, he is caught by the Babylonians and cruelly punished by Nebuchadnezzar. Meanwhile, the Babylonian army increases its pressure on the northern gate. Right here, near the tower adjacent to the city gate, a fierce battle takes place. Babylonian archers shoot thousands of arrows at the Israelite defenders, providing cover for the Babylonian infantry as they charge the city gate. The Israelite defenders fire back with all their might.
If you notice, there's arrows. Babylon is going to be shot at with arrows, and they won't miss their mark. That's what the Bible says.
Israelite defenders fire back with all their might. Beneath the layer of ash here, Professor Nachman Avigad uncovered arrowhead shot by Babylonian archers, right next to Israelite arrowhead shot by Zedekiah's soldiers, in their desperate attempt to repel the enemy. Despite their efforts, the Israelite soldiers, hungry and exhausted, cannot stop the powerful, organized troops spread out before them. On the 9th of Tammuz, 586 BCE, after more than a year and a half under siege, the northern wall is breached, and the Babylonian army bursts into the city. The Babylonian soldiers slaughter the people of the city and wreak destruction everywhere. The cries of pain of the victims, many of them women, children, and the elderly, are heard from every corner. But Jerusalem will suffer its most deadly blow a month later. On the 7th of Av, Nebuzaradan, the Babylonian commander, arrives in Jerusalem and orders it razed to the ground. And in the 5th month, on the 7th day of the month, the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, a servant of the king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem. And he burned the house of the Lord and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, every great man's house, he burned with fire. Here in the royal compound in the city of David, among buildings that collapsed in the horrific fire, archaeologist Igal Shiloh uncovered.
So the temples, both temples were destroyed, and they were both destroyed on the 9th of Av right here. They burned for one day, and at night, on the 9th of Av, which is it's the 6th and 7th. I showed it at the beginning. It's the 6th and 7th. Yes, I just stopped and restarted it, but yeah, that's why I'm watching Tisha B'Av. As I've said, I made videos about this. Also, everything's lining up. My next video I'll have about Back to the Future, about how everything's lining up, as I showed in my other videos. Like I said, there's going to be an event right here. It's a nuclear event. It's also in Jeremiah 50, as I showed in the first part of my video. It says right here, they put themselves array against Babylon around about, and bend the bow and shoot at her. It says, spare no arrows, she has sinned against the Lord. So, another thing I'm watching when Biden goes to Israel. He's also right here. They're going to split the land in Jerusalem. I said that. That is Joel 3, as I've been saying. That's another thing I'm watching. Joel 3. I've said before, this right here, this is what makes God mad right here. It says, they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. I believe this is Jerusalem specifically, and I believe they're going to let Palestine have half of it. Biden right here, he's already talking about going there. We'll see what happens. Another thing I'm watching for is right here. Michael sent me this. Farah sent me some stuff too. Thank you, Farah. She's always sending me stuff. Thank you. A lot of people do. Remember who stood with Trump against the globalists? Put what happened tonight in context. So, he stood against the globalist. So did Trump. Trump has he's speaking tonight and Friday. So, he's speaking tonight and Saturday, excuse me. So, you see all the violence is going on. People are resigning. Also, I'm looking at Syria also. These are just things I'm looking at. We'll see what happens. But like I said, that's why I'm looking at the 9th of Av. So, God bless. I hope you're all doing well. My next video, I'm going to talk about the 7 stars in Orion, and I'll go over that. God bless.